My name is Arihant, and I live stream these streams to just be accountable to myself. Wow, I had no idea how which actor was I was I in unintentionally. Wow, my English is so bad. I'm not able to come up with the right words at the right time. Which actor I was trying to mimic is what I wanted to say, but all right, never mind. Hmm. I think my cue out from things as gracefully as possible is the word never mind. So I should watch out for that. This stream, I am trying to. I have got about 1 hour and 15 minutes before I have to go somewhere, and I have to. I had an idea, and I'm trying to make a tool out of it. So the premise is this. Okay, let's go fancy. Let's write premise and all. My premise is, let's make it big, is that in a company that that I worked for before, one of our senior architect of the company devised and detected this way of the decreasing the size of JSON payload. How? By abbreviating the key names or the property names, whatever you might want to say, of the JSON objects. Of I can't type decreasing the size of the number. And so we can see this in action. I guess here, let's try to see. I go to hotels. I have my this on, and I am going to try to search for a hotel. Open my network tab, search for Hermes because I know that this was the name of the service back then, and call it. This is the call that went. And if you see its payload, if not all, then some of, because I think that person is also not with the company anymore. So this might have gotten out as a pattern. But if we say data, we see REG, TLP, TP, IC, CCD. All these are abbreviated. And he had found out, and I know only this. I only know this from third reference. I never actually saw this for myself, how this decision came to be. But all of these supposedly decrease the JSON payload for for the kind of data that was there. I have a lot of questions to myself to figure out. For example, suppose say, okay, the first thing that I'm going to do here is I am going to um, take a sample JSON payload which has abbreviated properties, and I also have the map of their abbreviation versus their full name. So what I'm going to do is at first I'm going to make the complete JSON out of it. So make JSON with full property names. And I already have, as I said, this JSON payload which has abbreviated properties, and then I'm going to uh, second compare the normal size, sort of like only we could say mm, minified or even bare JSON size. Maybe also it's also like gzip, maybe also broadly. I know that we can do this bit here. Wow, this isn't. Some nice colors have been added to the Excalibur, and I can make it forward. I know that gzip is to be able to get the JSON size. Gzip size is possible in the browsers itself because there's a compression API constructor, which we'll talk about in a bit. I don't think broadly is possible. So if this turns out to be a useful tool to make, and I'm just going to tell you what are my doubts about it. Uh, I am thinking of using web containers um, to also compare broadly compressed sizes also. So if and when um, this gets made, then broadly compression, I'm going to try to use web containers for it. Web containers are a new technology championed by StackBlitz, which is sort of like a code sandbox, an environment, a coding environment in the browser itself. So web containers, are they called web? Yeah, they are called web containers. Just to quickly give you a brief of this, what does this enable? It helps you run Node in your browser. That is the yeah. Create unmatched user experience by integrating Node.js directly into your web app. So some of the people that are using these is SvelteKit, interactive tutorials, StackBridge themselves, some AI company, I don't know the name and use of, and so on and so forth. So anyway, this is the talk for later. So what I am just going to do, I am in this 1 hour, I'm going to try to just do this bit. Let's bring our favorite tool, and I'm just going to try to do this. Okay, so no, this is the premise. I'm just too choosy to be able to write something in the proper manner. Premise is this. What I'm going to do today is, come on, get selected. I'm going to try to do this and this, basically, mainly this. Make JSON with full property names because I have a map of this thing. So I'm just quickly going to go onto my other browser and copy two things. One is the payload itself, and the second is this map that I have for abbreviated versus full names of the keys. Okay, so before I go on, the doubts that I have is that this might work for mostly only for might be useful for complex or you could say deeply nested JSONs only, and I might be wrong about this. Basically, just okay. Easier way of saying this is JSON, which have a lot of keys that make for its final payload size. I think this is the use case where it might be most useful. It might not be useful for flattened JSON responses. Um, yeah, I think that is that. So it is contextual. It is going to be contextual in as far as I can think about it. But anyway, let's try to make this tool anyway. And it would be just fun to try to do some things in JavaScript, which I might have not done before. Okay, so give me some time to get that JSON. I'm just gonna go here. I'm doing things in the other browser. Bear with me. Um, all right. Uh, I'm sort of like copying this from a Next.js project. Copy object. I'm just going to put that thing inside of, like, I have a very bare minimum HTML, JS, CSS file system here. and I'm just using NodeMon to execute a simple HTTP server on port 400,000 with caching disabled so that we don't have to wait for our HTML to reflect the correct changes every time. And this is bootstrapped from Repl And since I don't have money to pay for the paid thing just yet, so I just downloaded it locally so that I could work on it locally. Not a big deal. Um, what am I? What am I? Why am I going? What am I doing? What am I doing? Okay, so we have here an HTML. I have two scripts with type module. And by the way, I keep forgetting about this, so this is just a nice way of knowing, revising that the scripts with the type module are deferred by default. So it would be, I don't know how that defer thing is made. Okay, defer. Let's just quickly see. Defer, HTML attribute, scripts. Why are W3 schools the top results still? Defer. अबे feather नहीं defer. अबे defer. Defer. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the defer attribute has no effect on model scripts. They defer by default. This is what I was saying. What? How do you use defer? Just tell me already. Do we just add a defer? Defer. Feather. Defer. Yeah, we just use a defer. Just a quick recap. Wow. Recap. What does defer do? Okay, let's just open the script mdn defer. Defer. Hmm. Async versus defer. Oh, this is we don't want this. Defer. Okay, so look, let's go for a thing. For classic scripts, the saying attribute is present, then the classic script will be fetched in parallel to parsing and evaluated as soon as it is available. Yeah, okay, so I got it. What else? Async things. Okay, I don't like this color. I want a solid, and maybe a no. No. Black is fine. No. Okay. First of all, async defer. Both of these start fetching parallel to the HTML parsing. This happens for both. But suppose that this was async, and this is the time that it took to download. As soon as it will download, what will happen is it will. Shall I? Okay, let me use keyboard shortcuts for once. It will execute as soon as it is downloaded. So this is execution. Let's switch the colors because web page test uses pink instead of green to show the execution. So it is more better in the head that way. And defer. Okay, let's just read it only. Why do we need to guess anything? Defer. Boolean reverse etc. It's meant to be executed after the document has been passed, just before DOM content loaded event. Okay, so the crux is that as soon as it gets downloaded, we will use a third. We will use third color to show that the HTML parsing is happening parallelly. HTML parsing. It will, if it gets loaded before the HTML parsing is done, it will wait until as the MDN doc said, until the DOM content loaded fire event is just before DOM content event is fired, and it will execute there. So maybe DOM content fired. Let me just I might be completely wrong about this, but maybe it happened somewhere here. DOM content loaded. So immediately before this, the script might start getting executed, something like this. All right, so we digressed a little bit. So we have two modules here, two scripts type modules. One is data.json and one is JSON size.js. This is where I had started to just play around a little bit. And I'm just going to copy that thing again. And I think I've already put that one JSON here, which has, if you see, okay, there are some headings here. I might have to prune this data a little bit to you actually use H for headings and everything. So these shouldn't come. So I might need to manually do that. And that might take a little bit of time. But if you see the other things, decode, text, to, and everything, this is the abbreviated, manually created abbreviated properties of JSON. And okay, so what I could do is I would anyway have to do it for time being. I would have to do it. No, actually, why? I don't need to do this. What am I aiming for? I have to make a JSON with full property names. I have to do the opposite so that I can do all of this manually. I can devise a way to abbreviate properties manually. What a time. Right. Okay. So what shall we do? Shall we just oh shall we just so I okay. I don't know what's happening. I copied it or JSON. I have some JSON. This is my JSON, right? And as you can see, all these manually created keys. And I also have a map for all of these, right? So what I have to do is I have to replace all of these to their original uh, property names. And I think I thought that I had things ready to be able to make things fast, but I might not have them. I might have to manually do things to be able to make that map that I'm talking about. So let's just see that map once. What does it look like? I'm just going to copy it and paste it somewhere and see if this gets pasted properly. I am going to open Notion. Login. Okay, I have logged in and oops, I don't want to show my creds. What do I do now? Okay, I should first time streaming. Ouch. I might have to change all of the passwords that I guess anyway, never mind. They're not very, very important. Okay. Oh, well, let me just quickly create a it's terrible. Okay, I shouldn't even say this. Never mind. I should create one page, which is an untitled page, and delete this. I'll just JSON reducer to payload reducer. Let me create. Oops. If I, oh yeah. So this is a very nice thing that it has given me. It automatically um created a table for from where I copied this from. And what I would like to do is get a turn into database. Okay. Can I export all of these as a CSV or something? I don't know. Uh, this map key property, abbreviated property to full names map sort sub item. What are these? Okay, I don't know. We'll see later. Log database. I just want to export. How do I export a table from Notion? Export table from Notion CSV. Okay. Jump traffic queues. What just happened? Export your content. But how? Export as PDF? No. As HTML? No. Okay, I think it is. Where did my Notion go? Here. Export as Markdown and CSV. Include database current view. Include everything. Include subpages. Export. Let's see what happens. Something got downloaded somewhere. Let's see. Downloads. Here. Okay, I've got a CSV file. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this CSV file in here. I'm going to copy it. And I'm just going to quickly check if it has been exported correctly. I'm going to go back to Notion and go to, okay, this is title column, so we don't need this. We just need things without the heading here. I'm just gonna copy this and I'm going to go to ChatGPT and ask it consider the following CSV data, convert it into JSON key value. Bunny, bunny. Key twice. Okay, in a wow. In a JSON, I remove the duplicate key and its corresponding value. That's nice. Smart chat GPT. So let's check. It said that EXR was added twice. Exchange rate and expense ratio. Ooh, okay. So I will just, this is maybe a mistake on my part. Expense, I hope it is only one. Okay, I'm just gonna do this manually. So I am going to copy this. I'm going to go here. I am going to join here. I'm going to just add another script called utils, and I'm going to add it first and foremost. Oh, by the way, there's a very cool thing that I didn't know that has just come. Let me just show you after writing this. There's something called import map. Let me close this. Okay, before I forget, let me just add that expense ratio thing. Delete this, don't save. Uh, what did I do? Oh, okay. I need to search for clipboard history. Gonna get Paste to copy. I have to copy this. How to paste to code? Oh, paste to code. I don't want to paste to code. I just want to copy this. How do I copy this? Copy to clip. Okay. And I will create another map.js. Should I put no? Okay, yeah. Abbreviated keys to full keys map. Wow, what a big name. And I'm going to export the abbreviated keys to full keys map. I call it map, which is very misleading because there is, I don't know what to call it, dictionary. Let's call it a dict. Okay. And now I have to go back to clipboard history and copy this. Oh, there's a shortcut. And then enter. Okay, let's check. Copy to clipboard. This and this. So what I have to do is to make all of these camel case. So I think I can do that from ChatGPT itself, maybe. Let's see. Okay. Before I do that, I was there's something called import map in browsers now. Script type called import map where you can define basically give aliases for your whatever sources of the scripts that you are putting in your module type. So suppose this, yeah, so for example, if this is so I'm importing some script called circle.js from some CDN or something, then I can just write my code in the subsequent modules. Subsequent, I don't know if I don't know what is the resolution cycle of script of types modules, but I'm just going to assume to keep it safe that I'm going to use it only after it has been important somewhere above, which I think is not correct. But anyway, um, okay, I should write about it. I should not. I should figure that out. So let's see. I'm gonna write a big question mark emoji here and figure out the resolution algorithm for scripts, module scripts in Python. All right. So, where was I? Right. Import map. So you could use the scripts in the same way as that you would, for example, from a node module, which is pretty cool. These are sort of like aliasing in the browsers itself. Its support is not very good, I think, right now. It's only in evergreen browsers. No, seems like it has. Oh wow. Uh, it is since Chrome 89. I didn't know that. Okay. Because I'm not using any node modules for this project at all, this was a very nice revelation to me. But it is also of not a use to me, especially because all my scripts are on the top level for time being. But it's good to know. All right, let's copy this and turn it into JSON. JSON, I might not need to do that. Let's just go to, I guess, ChatGPT again. And let's just create a new chat, perhaps. Yeah. Consider this JavaScript object, or it would be just easier if I converted it into JSON just to avoid any confusion. So let's convert it into copy it by converting it into JSON. Oops. It's no. Okay, all right. And consider this JSON. Can you camel case all? Okay, first I just need to manually see if I need these things. Company name, tooltip, after discover. Instead of camel casing, it's at least how much I have seen is that most people backend people use snake casing instead of camel casing. So somewhere or the other, when I created this thing, I had just inadvertently used the underscores, camel casing. So never mind. Let me just do this. Mhm. I'm just manually scanning for the white spaces and if they make sense or not. Charts data, line style, fixed currency. Okay, makes more sense now. I'm just going to copy it again, make the JSON again by going here, writing copy. Oops. JSON.stringify, putting it here. It has been copied. I'm just gonna one character undo is so frustrating. Can you convert all the values of the JSON object to their camel cased value? Can you make convert? Can you do it for me? I don't need this. Stop generating. Try once again. Consider this JSON. Convert all the values of JSON object to camel case and only give the final JSON to me. Somebody's at the door. I'm gonna come back, try to test this. Oh, I accidentally did a camel case. Can you? I accidentally told camel case, but I meant snake case. Can you repeat the instruction with snake case? And meanwhile, I'm going to open a book that I have ordered on behalf of our team to give it to our boss, our manager, very nice person. So he's reading the company story and onwards. So this is the book that we have ordered for him. It's a book by Sarah Drasner. It's called Engineering Management for the Rest of Us, and it is a very cool, pretty cover. And yeah, it's like a nice book. Um, cool. I'm gonna keep that aside and come back to also check how much time I've left. Okay, I have not much time. I'm gonna copy this and and paste it here and let the prettier do its thing. Seems like I have all the correct things that I have with me. So this is the map that I've got. Hmm. Okay, okay, okay. Let's just go through it once again. Okay, okay. I don't know where this comes from in my accent. It's not like I'm American. I don't know. I'm an Indian. I should be speaking. Well, that should is a very strict should in my conscience. And I am analyzing my own opinion. Wow. Um, okay, okay. That is the supposed Indian English way to say it. And I think I have fake accent sometimes. Spun up by I think the first English songs that I listened to and then started singing was when I was a teenager, and the songs were Jonas Brothers' songs, and that is where I maybe developed a little bit of lisp as well. I don't know. No, not lisp, but the stress on the S is a little more than normal or average. I don't know. And sometimes the accent it just gets remnants of singing English songs. Okay, never mind. So we have got this thing, and what we can do is we can import that. Import our. I don't know if I should be having so many. What does that even mean? I can have as many files as I want because this is a small tool that I'm trying to just hack around. I will say that this file is this, and in the utils, I can import this, import from this, and to just see if I'm getting this or not. Let's just log it once, and I'm going to remove the thing that I have already tried here. Oh, okay, so this was something else that I'm going to. This is my data. This is my. Maybe I should create a scripts folder and put all the scripts there. Otherwise, it's going to get a little confusing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Up above in the scripts, move. I might have to update them here as well. Maybe now no import. Now the import map might work, right? Good idea, good opportunity to test import map. Okay, I'm just going to put it where? Should it come before or after? But this okay. Okay. Scoped module specifier maps. Hmm. I would have to read it right now. Let's just focus on the task in hand. I should just get that done first. Let's do this later. Go back. Do things manually for time being and run our local host and see if we are getting. Okay, so these are the logs from before that I wanted to remove from here. I don't want this. I don't want this. But the log is not coming for me for utils. Why is that? I don't know. Should I restart my server? Still, it is not getting the script. Okay. Scripts. Have I made any? Oh, I didn't save this. Now, still the same error. What is happening? I request for this. I am not getting some file. Yeah, abbreviated to keys 404. Okay, why is that? Do I have to do a .js? Is that why? Yes. Compilers have ruined us all. Never mind. Wow, I keep saying never mind. Okay, so I'm getting that. I think I believe yeah, I'm getting that map now. So what I have to right now is I'm a little tired. Maybe I should take a 4 minute break. We should all stretch. Stretching is so important in life. Ugh. I've recently gotten very not so acute, like very mild thing of scoliosis, which is like a deformation of the exoskeleton on the spine. The muscles and the bones go a little weak. And yeah, that's basically it. Inside, you start feeling a little bit of pain, which is a muscular pain, which you cannot do anything with massaging and everything. At least not a normal massage that one might give to uh, like one would give to the other with in the family or with friends. So I've been advised to do physiotherapy. I'm yet to go to my doctor again in some time with an X-ray, which I have to get an appointment of. Good remembrance, good reminder. Hmm. And hopefully it will get better soon because I've gotten a tummy. And I had started gym, but I had to stop. Anyway, let's get back. Um, export const. What? Okay. Let me write a function calling convert abbreviated JSON to full keys JSON, and it takes a JavaScript object. Um, object, and I am going to. I recently realized and discovered that there is a very handy second callback function to JSON stringify. JSON stringify, if we go to MDN and if we see that it has a optional callback function called replacer function. So I had a use case where I had to recurse over a JSON object and I had to do something with the keys and values. And that is exactly what the use case is right now, right? So what we have to do is we have to sort of recurse um, on our object and we have to look up each key in our map and we have to replace earlier key with the new key, which is basically saying this is the earlier key, this is the new key. Expanded key we have to see. So I wouldn't. Um, First, I started seeing utility functions to recurse on the object, but then I realized that I don't need to. The JSON stringify replacer function already gives me that capability. So I'm going to convert this object into JSON. There is no error handling of any sort right now. I'm just doing the bare bones happy path thing. And now in this JSON stringify, I can have a second replacer function. As you can see, the VS Code is giving me the type information of this. The replacer callback takes a key and a value, which are going to be the keys and the values of the JSON. So it is basically recursing it for us deeply, mind you. And if we are getting the key and values, what are we going to do here now? We have to replace the key. Um, let's just see what happens with what are the keys and values, and return the value so that our JSON is still the same. JSON, oh, no, sorry. And I have to call this function somewhere. I, let's do this here. It's, no, no. Where is the, let's go back to our index. Let's import data in the top. Okay, let's just try this. This was the hypothesis of this is going to help me see the answer to this. If I keep the data JSON after and I want to import it here, I should be able to do it. Otherwise, what would be the purpose of modules? I think so. Let's try that. In the utils, I should be able to import from import JSON test data from data.js. Before anything else, let's just see if we are able to see this test JSON data on our localhost. Refresh. We are. So this is a result. But okay, so the figuring out that I have to do is what is the resolution algorithm? What happens in the browser? So I got to know that this is what is happening. How does it happen? This is we have to figure out. Okay. So, what are we doing here? We have to call this function. This is a ret value and convert this past the test JSON here and just see what gets logged here. Refresh. A lot of things got. Mm, a big JSON object. Oh my god. Hmm. This is the key. This is the value. Key value things are happening. So okay, I don't want this. Utils 5. I don't want this. I just want to return JSON from here. Though it doesn't matter, I'm going to refresh it once more. Go above, up and above. Ooh, it's a big JSON. It is still getting. Oh no, key and value. All right, there's no key by default. The top level JSON has no key and value. All right, and there's a key platform whose value is an empty string. And so what I have to do is, how do I replace keys? I have done this before. I'm not able to just wrap my head around it. Let's go to REPL it. My REPLs. Was it this or was it this? Let's open both of them. Mm. Shall I ask ChatGPT to write it for me? Uh, no, nothing is written here. Too many things are written here. Compare. Let's just ask ChatGPT itself and we'll figure things out. Let's give the whole thing to ChatGPT. Well, no, it seems simple enough to be able to figure it out. Let's spend a little more time on it, maybe 5 more minutes. Let's go back to our code. Let's go back to our REPL. If I have a key, I have to replace that key. Okay, let's not able to figure it out. How did I do it before? Um, I guess I'll have to see the REPL once again. I'm consuming a web service that returns JSON and it's storing the JSON in a local variable. The JSON represents a simple business object like this. The casing in that because okay, the casing is different. When a change of the web service now expects camel case. Okay, I'm using JSON converter to send the JSON back. Exactly some the kind of use case that I have. Key value, and type of value is an object. Var replacement for var k in value, keys in value. Oh, let's just copy copy this. No, okay, let's do a split. No, I wouldn't want to do a split because okay, I can do a split if I. How do I minimize this browser? That's strange. Okay, all right. Let's try to figure out our thing now. If value and type of value is object, and this is going to hold true for our first use case itself, where key is empty and its value is the our whole JSON object. So value here, okay, for var let key in value, k in value, property in value, and we are also keeping a variable, the other new replacement object. Uh, if object dot has own, okay, I can just do this. Value has own property, then replacement the full key. Const full key is the one that we have to get from the map. Do we have a map here? We don't, right? We should get that map. Yeah, I had imported it, but uh, VS Code organized imports by default just removed it from abbreviated, and we're going to use it now. Key, no, property, and we have full key now. So the replacement object will look like replacement full key, and whatever its value is, value of that key property, right? If there is full key, otherwise use property itself. And then we return the replacement. We don't have replacement. I wonder if I can set up a ESLint for, I think, for a normal HTML CSS JavaScript project. I should be able to. Let's figure that out also. Excalibur figure out ESLint for bare HTML CSS JS project. Otherwise, this is just waiting for mistakes to happen. All right, let's go back to this Stack Overflow. And let's just upvote it also because it is such a nice question and an answer. Okay. What are we missing? Nothing, right? So if this should work now. If we see the red valve, red valve should be what we want. Oh my God, this this is not taking care of the fact that it is recursive. Something is wrong. Something is definitely wrong. Let property in value. Return replacement. What does this replacement object looks like? Oh, because we are changing the Like, that shouldn't be a worry. Key value. Value and type of value object, replacement object, or let property in value if property has properties. Could it be a thing that might be happening here? This object has a property called empty. Let's see this. Check this. And I'm going to go to localhost 1000. True. Yeah. Yes. That's no problem. And the key. I'm getting a platform of empty string. That's weird. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's. Uh, my object, test object has doesn't have to have. Basically, I want this page API response. So our test data abbreviated JSON data is JSON test data dot page props dot this. So I need to call this with this. If we do, what will happen? It shouldn't change anything. Yeah, only status true is coming. It's not recursing basically. Hmm. Let's just see what is coming in for key and value. Key and value came, and then I am doing something really wrong. Stack Overflow. This is my if. I'm returning a replacement object here, and I'm returning a value. And this is the end of the JSON stringify, right? Hmm. If I don't do this, what will happen? Okay. I think I'm going to stop here now and figure it out on my own and then come back and resume my work. So I think I'm gonna have to leave in 10 minutes also. And yeah, I think one of the things, one of the days where you, no, 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 this is one of the times when I just need like a little bit of chickening and walking around and maybe a little bit of something to eat and then come back to it and figure it out then. Until then, bye bye.